Yes, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, tankers of Blitz Universe to the channel. We had the tier 10 mediums this weekend. When I asked you what type of video do you want? Do you want tier 10 medium tanks? Do you want heartbreakers, or do you want the low tier lols? And well, the heartbreakers community, they had the least votes, and the low tier lols guys had quite some votes as well. But as said in the last video, the tier 10 mediums won. It was the tier 10 mediums gang. But now the low tier lols guys get their way as well, because I have a few games. I had a few games recorded. And low tier tanks, and fair few of these have been removed. Some are still in the game. And this is the AT-1, the Russian tank destroyer. And you can see that the player in question, who goes by the name of Quart Felibi from the G-_E clan, which is quite a strange abbreviation for a clan, but hey ho, what's in the name? He was sitting on a Mirage on the usual sniping in the back, and he has been spotted and he got shot, and he's being harassed by a Tetrarch and a T7 car platoon. And of course this is a fixed gun tank destroyer, but this hill will prove instrumental in this game later on, because his team is camping on the railroad tracks. The M5 Stewart manages to clear the T7 car, which is kind of good, and then this Tetrarch is going to scoot away. I think it's going to scoot away, and he clears player underscore number thingy in the M5 Stewart. Luckily, red team has lost more tanks, as you can see, which is kind of good. It does seem that one tank drowned. I kind of miss that, to be honest. We only have a what is it? No, it's 2 versus 2. It's 2 versus 2 actually, and the tank's on the base because it's lower tiers, and then the tank the cap is being reset. And these lower tier games, especially after updates 5.1 and 5.5, what Wargaming were intending to do in these lower tier games is make them last longer. And we're going to see from not just this game, but also from other games, these games do last longer. So in that regard, Wargaming have succeeded in what they wanted to do. They were not trying to push away veteran players from the game. That was a side effect, which I can understand. But to be honest, if you are really fussed about lower tier gameplay after like 30-40k battles, if you are really fussed about tier 2 and tier 3, well, this is what Wargaming have decided to do to the game. And I don't really go bitching about kids in the playground either, if they don't know how to play soccer or hide and seek or whatever. You have to pick on people of your own size and play against people of your own skill and experience. But that's a whole different can of worms that can be opened, which I shall not do here, because we have to focus on the gameplay. Quad is in a sticky situation. He's alone versus 3, and he has a fixed gun. So that means that if the enemies are smart, which you can see one of them is not, then they can easily outmaneuver him, because they know now where he is. He has been around this little hill practically all the match. He's done 722 damage, blocked 50, very fortunate, very convenient to block 50. But that is a Panzer III at, well, very good hit points, as you can see. And that is that pesky little Tetrarch, who is a one-shot tank. But both these tanks have a turret, and Quad does not. And he says PLS in global chat, which means please. I don't know what he's going to, what he means by that. Does he mean, well guys, please get in front of my gun? And the Reds are starting to deliberate. What shall we do? It's just one tank who's on the other side of that hill. And the Panzer III says to the Tetrarch, you go first, you have very little hit points. And the Tetrarch says to the Panzer III, no, you go first, because I've got very little hit points. And they're both contemplating. Which one shall go first? We shall approach from 2 sides, because that is what is said in the video. And then the Tetrarch, you can see, he just screws up. I mean, the Panzer III was doing right, and the Tetrarch should have just gone left. And Quad is very lucky here, because this shot misses his casemate, and then the Panzer III decides to reset camouflage, because that That's what he has been told by the little tutorial thingies, the little tips in the battle loading screen. I don't think it's in that, to be honest, but I have no other explanation why he decided to go away, to back off, or rather than chase a tank with the gun sticking out of the front. That would have been better, and then he would have probably been able to win. But then again, in comes a little bit of kindness in this staying at home situation, in this COVID-19 situation that we have currently still in the world. A little bit of kindness comes in, a little bit of humanity, a little bit of sportsmanship and generosity, while Quad is still running around, and then he's going to go up the hill again, because the Panzer III is kind enough to sit in the cap, and he wouldn't have been able to win this game just by simply capping, but it's fair of him. It's really nice in this tough times, in this situations that we are in, that he decides to go into the cap to tell Quad of his whereabouts. And then he's going to look to the other way, just to make it a little bit easier to shoot, and then Quad is spotted, and he will point his gun. And will he shoot? Do you think he will? Will he shoot? No, he won't, because this is a nice guy. This is a guy that's thinking, well, that player in the AT1 with this gummy, tacky bubblegum camouflage and his fixed gun tank in that bottom tier tank as well. I mean, it's a tier 2 tank destroyer. First is a tier 3 German tank. Let me apply my speed boost, and then I'm gonna make him think that I'm going to run away. But I won't, because I will still be on the cap. He might think that I'll be running away, but I'm just going to sit here. I will aim, I will look his way, and then I'll just blow up. Because he was asking for it so very nicely. Please, I need ace. Well, there you have it. Quad Felebi 10 from the G-_-E clan. He got an ace game in the 81, and I don't think I've ever featured this tank on the channel before. So there you have it. That's a first. That's a first on this channel. Never seen before. We have seen this before, this camouflage. We've also seen the cruiser before, driven by digital format. And he's from the Win 3 clan. Probably named after a really famous American talk show host. And while he is from the Win 3 clan, he's driving the Cruiser Mark IV with a gummy, gaudy, bubblegum, tacky camouflage scheme. And it already has a good camouflage scheme, as you can see, with these white, red, white recognition signs on it, and some divisional markings, and it has been done in the lower tiers. And I think it looks really good. You could also have your settings turned off so you can adore these camouflages and have a look at it and think, oh, that looks really good. But he has the bubblegum, gaudy, tacky, gummy camouflage scheme on it. And I have to do this kind of talking because you can see the digital format is just sort of wallowing around. He's driving around and then getting spotted, and then realizes, oh, I'm spotted and I'm out in the open. Let's go forward and let's stay in the open, because it is lower tier, so you never know what you can expect. And he's spotted again, and he drives backwards, and he gets shot. And then he turns his gun, and he does not shoot. And then he does shoot, and he misses. And then he hits, because he has a pom-pom gun. This is a regular pom-pom gun. I mean, Covenant has one, but it's like pom-pom and pom-pom, like 2 poms, like 4 pom gun. This is pom-pom. This tank has been nerfed. It had the pom-pom gun that the Covenant had as well, but now it has regular 2 shots. And digital format is just sort of cruising around, as you can see, because there was a camping Panzer IIIA over here. His team has lost 3 tanks already. Can he even the scores? No, he cannot even scores just yet. And there's that pesky Panzer IIIA just scooting away from his spawn. He clears the M5 Steward, digital format that is. And you can see that Panzer IIIA is just running away. He's going to meet up with the forces that have entered the green spawn. And digital format has been driving around. And if you can take just one thing from this video, from this lower tier stuff, is that, as said, the games have become far longer. It is, I think, quite common actually to have higher tier games that last beyond the 4-minute 30 mark. I'm not going to say they are rare, but I've seen a lot of games in those higher tiers that when you're up to this point, it's basically done. After 3 minutes, almost all the tanks have died, and at least here there are 5 tanks still left. That's a B1, that's a very well armored French tank, but if you whip out APCR, you can just cut right through it. Then you can see the digital format is a bit confused. He's looking around what to do. Yeah, let's shoot that guy again, just do the APCR, because why not? And then he realizes there's one medium tank left over there. He's going to look behind. Is he going to respot that Panzer IIIA who is lurking about over here? And you can see from the minimap that the Panzer IIIA is not here. And Digital Format does not turn around and then going to help his A20. No, he's got a plan. He's got a plan, and he's got a plan. That plan is so cunning you could put a tail on it and call it a weasel. And that plan is to flank around again, just circumvent the entire map. I mean, he's been in his own spawn, he's been in the lake, he's been in red spawn, he's been nearly on top of the hill. This is basically the last part of the map that he hadn't been driving around in yet, so why not go there? You've been given time to drive on the map, why not go around the entire map? And he's going to set up here behind the bush, and there he goes, Pom, yes, and he bounces a shot as well on his very well angled and a very well armored Cruiser Mark IV front. And is he going to be able to do that again? Yes, of course he is. There we go. Ricochet right off the front plate and pom! Pom! Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. And he's slowly racking up the damage. He was off to a slow start, as you can see, while we are nearing the 2 minutes left mark. The A20 clears player underscore number thing in the Panzer IIIA. Pom! Pom! Bounce! Bounce! That's what you can do as well. No problem whatsoever. No questions asked. But he's still on a hunt. Yes, Pom, yeah, right in the back. Thank you very much. This is also a bottom tier tank, as you can see. There we go. Yes, right through the Pom. Yes, and he's going to need a few more. But he has got the hit points, and his Panzer IIIA does not. Ram a little bit with the behind. Yes, thank you very much. The B1 kills the A20, so it's a 1 versus 1. And Pom, and bounce and get tracked. And then Digital Format is going to finish up this B1, hopefully Pom, yes, on the APCR again. The B1 has a dead driver and a dead gunner, and Pom, and the B1 is still there. So he has to shoot once more. This is getting very tense. Pom, yes. And he doesn't need the last Pom. And he reloads. For obvious reasons, because you never know if the last enemy will just show up again, but he had already killed the B1, so he's got an ace. As you can see, with 32 shots fired. Well done, buddy. Well done. Digital Format from the Win3 clan. And are we done yet, Martin, with these low tier lows? No, we're not. We're not. I've got 2 more games to show you. Because I recorded 4 of them, and I just couldn't choose. There was just 4 games in them, and I could not choose which one to use. Because this is... where is my devil? And that's his name, actually. Where is my devil in the M8A1? That's... basically a Stuart tank, as you can see. And the M8 was a regular Stuart. Make no mistake about that. It had a howitzer. It was a close support tank for the light tank companies in World War II. And there were some plans to upgrade it to a tank destroyer version. It never had the 3-inch gun that the M8A1 in World of Tanks Blitz had, because that gun was just way too heavy for this light tank chassis. But all in all, it makes a good open-topped tank destroyer. And obviously it's a light tank with no armor whatsoever, so you do not want to get shot. And whereas my devil is applying the same tactics that Digital Format was doing, just roll around a little bit, just drive up a hill, then take a look at some other tanks. You're going to get a very sneaky shot into this Panzer IV, stock Panzer IV. He is spotted, but he does not get another shot in. That is unfortunate. But as said, he's being patient. He's being really patient. He has got that Panzer IV perma-tracked. No, he hasn't got a perma-track, but he's reloaded in time, and pom! There we go. Kill number 1. 316 damage dealt. We're 1 minute and 30 seconds into the game. And as said with the first 2 ones, Wargaming really wanted these lower tier games, and I do think that tier 4 and 5 are lower tier games. He really wanted those. They really wanted those games to last longer, and we are 2 minutes into the game, and only 2 tanks have died yet. And you could then think, well, it's all about the noobs and new players, they don't know where to go, they don't know where to drive. Yes, I know, that's one explanation as well. But you do not get a lot of these ruffle stomps, basically, anymore. And the players, they are driving around very slowly. And Where's My Devil sent me this game, and he said, well, I've only just downloaded this game. I'm playing with my son, with my 70-year-old son. This is actually me playing by myself. We usually share the account for a bit, and then we do a little bit of platooning on both accounts that we have, and we give each other advice. And I've been watching YouTube videos from you, from Skate, from Bushka, from Meadsy, etc. And I like to improve a little bit. And then normally I don't know, I get too greedy, some things don't work out, I make stupid mistakes. But in this one I was thinking I played really well. And there will be haters that say, well, he was just camping. He was just feasting off his teammates. Yes, maybe. But he's taking up positions, as you can see, and all the time he's trying to look for targets. He's just being very patient. And I kid you not, spoiler alert, it's going to pay off. It's going to pay off because he's getting this shot in on the Stewart, 137, nice damage, 707 in total, 3 kills. And teams are keeping up. It's 4 versus 4 now. Yes. More tanks are getting killed, there's hit points flying off left, right and dead center. But Where's My Devil still has full hit points. Gonna have a sip of my coffee. Black and sugar. That's an SAU 40, which is a fixed gun tank destroyer, so you approach it from the back, and the SAU 40 is now rolling forward. It is 3 versus 3 because player underscore number thingy is clear, driving the M5 Stewart. And it was a fixed gun tank destroyer, and as you're going to take a look at this, there are 2 fixed gun tank destroyers, and the 14 TP is it, I think? And that medium tank, he's doing the right thing. He's just turning around, he's just running around onto the hill because he wants to get away from this fixed gun Hetzer, who is completely clueless, has a broken engine, and is now taken out. Another player underscore number thingy has been sent back to the garage. It's 3 versus 2. Where's My Devil is looking towards the hill. There's nobody there. The Panzer III clears the Lago. It wasn't a 40 TP, it was a Lago. And this is the first bit of mistake that Where's My Devil made. Just rushing that shot. It wasn't quite necessary. But you can see the way he has been positioning. He's very cautious. Maybe a bit too much, but granted. If you can employ this gameplay, I think it's easy to play cautious and then become more aggressive rather than being aggressive and play more cautious. At least that's what my reasoning is. 9 and 10 times it's easy to become more aggressive and recognize these moments like I have to push in now or I have to relocate. And all in all, Where's My Devil is doing a really good job at it. And there's still 2 minutes left and 4 tanks are left. There is a, what is it, an SAU 40 that clears the M7 now. Let's get a shot in on him. You could use your adrenaline, mate. Just a little tip maybe, but you could do that. The SAU 40 is now going to drive over there. And you can see that Where's My Devil makes a really nice little move, just running around like this, so that he can now shoot this Panzer III and he can get shot by the SAU 40. That was not accounted for, but let's clear that tank first. There we go. And then turn around. Pop the speed boost, yes. Pop the adrenaline maybe as well. The Panzer III is confused. There we go. He has a turret he can shoot. This is not a fixed gun tank destroyer, which confuses the Panzer III, there we go, keep the speed boost, yes, the Panzer III, you can see he's lost it. He's completely lost it, shoot him again, thank you very much. You could pop adrenaline, mate, then you are reloaded quick and oh, don't get rammed! How did he not lose health from getting rammed by the Panzer III? But, yes, he gets 7 kills. And 1,518 damage? There's a lot of very little numbers. Yes, 18 damage. Mastery. Top Gun, high caliber Ryzen, yes, heroes as well. 1518 damage in the M8A1 for Where's My Devil. Well played, mate. Really, really well played. Just patient, making right decisions, trying to find targets every time. I think you did really well. And then we have the last one, Arachnar Thoth from the EQY clan. He's driving the T67, the XT49. This is the This is a successor to the M8A1, the American tank destroyer in the T124 line. And this is now a collectible tank as well, because everybody has to drive the Wolverine. But this one, oh, this was fun when it was still in the tech tree proper. Really quick off the mark. Turning circle of an oil tanker. And the turret reverse. Epic facepalm moment. If you could not get used to that turret reverse, you would be mincemeat really quickly. It's so slow. You can't really circle a tank with that turret reverse. And it doesn't have any armor, this T67, the XT49. It doesn't have any armor. But it was a great training tank because of that wonky turret reverse, because of the slow regular hull traverse speed, because of the fact that you lacked armor just completely. Because if you could get away with that, if you could adapt your playstyle to the peculiarities of this tank, then you could drive, for example, a PTA as well, or a Leopard. This was a really good training tank back in the days to get used to non-armored tanks. And if you're in tier 5, you don't get punished as hard as you would in, say, tier 9 or 10. And Arachna has had enough. He has spent 1 minute and 30 seconds in the back of the map and only got one shot off. And as you can see, we're 2 minutes into the game and no tanks have died. Ooh, that's an A20, that's an A20. Yes, back off. The Panzer Selbstfahr Lafette 4C has, also known as Death Toaster, has cleared the tank. One green tank is down and Arachna Toth is going to not kill a tank yet. Oh, they are 2 tanks up. The green team has even scored. They are 1 tank in the lead and that tank is still there. And no, not anymore. It's an XTH. Player underscore number thingy is down. Back to garage. It is, as you can see, 6 versus 4. But that does not mean that this victory is in the bag, because the GH goes down, the DW2 is down too, and that means that is now 4 versus 4. And Arachna has got the hit points, but he hasn't got the armor. So that helps the M7, and it makes him say, go, noobs! Well, you died already, and the rest of the team hasn't. And the Death Toaster then clears the Crusader. The M81 has the same wonky turret reverse and no armor whatsoever, so he's going to get shot now, I think. No, he is not yet going to get shot. Yes, he is still not going to get shot because the B1 misses. And Arachna knows what he's doing, because he's an experienced player. But you can see that basically every shot fired at you will penetrate. Just every shot fired at you will penetrate. You might get an occasional lucky bounce on the gun mantlet, or maybe something like the tracks, etc. But yeah, you will get shot. Ooh, that's a Death Toaster. And how that shot did not penetrate, I have no clue. That gun in tier 5 has the highest penetration whatsoever. It's practically a tier 10 gun. And it bounced one of the least armored tanks in this tier. As I was saying, well, you have to expect every shot fired at you will bounce, or will penetrate, and then it bounces. Anyways, Arachna is now facing a 2 versus 3. There's a Death Toaster, shoot him up the ass, there we go, thank you very much, with HE 176, how you like it like that. But now he is in a sticky situation, because he's got 3 tanks against him. He can kill that M4 Sherman, there we go. Yes, if the Muppets can then just roll in one by one, that would be nice, thank you very much. That's a B1 shooting, there we go, I've got more alpha damage than you. And luckily the Death Toaster has a dead gunner. Otherwise that shot probably would have gone in and would have left Arachna on 220, say 220 average on 30 hit points, something like that. Maybe he would have been even dead because he is because a Death Toaster could have high rolled. And he doesn't get the shot in, as you can see, 78 with HE, he gets shot 229, but luckily he has a turret, so swing the turret around and kill the Death Toaster. For 5 kills, 1805 damage dealt, 220 block. In a non-armored tier 5 XT49/T67 American Tank Destroyer. That concludes the video for today, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for Twitch Universe. Thank you very much for watching. I'll catch you all tomorrow. Cheers, happy tanking, and bye bye.